In the far reaches of the southern hemisphere, at the very bottom of our world, something amazing happens every winter. The ocean gets so cold that it starts to freeze, creating a huge white shield of ice. It's like Antarctica grows a second frozen skin. But underneath that solid, cold roof, a secret world is hidden. A world protected from the stormy winter above. Down here, in the dark and quiet, life finds a way, and it's strangely beautiful. And if we go deeper, the mystery grows. This is a lost world of giants. In the freezing dark of both the North and South Poles, the rules change. Creatures grow to incredible sizes, perfectly built for a life in the cold. But the real magic starts small, very small. Look closely at the underside of the ice. It's not flat. It's a jagged, upside-down landscape, full of tiny tunnels and pockets. This is the home for the smallest life here, tiny plants and bacteria called algae. These little algae sleep through the dark winter, waiting for the sun. When spring comes and light finally filters down, they wake up in a massive explosion of green. It's a feast, and a feast needs guests. Soon, this icy ceiling is crawling with life. Tiny shrimp-like creatures called amphipods scurry through the icy jungle. Little worms wiggle through the channels. But one of the most unique guests is the sea butterfly. This isn't a flyer, but a swimmer, a tiny snail that uses wing-like flaps to gracefully paddle through the water, hunting for even smaller prey. But the most important guest of all is krill. They might look like small shrimp, but together they are the most important animal in the Antarctic. They eat the tiny algae, and in turn, they become food for almost everything else. From the smallest fish to the biggest whales, everyone depends on the krill. Their swarms are so gigantic they can be seen from space. And the total weight of all the krill on Earth is greater than that of the entire human population. They are the true beating heart of this entire frozen world. But if we journey farther north, to the deep Arctic Ocean, the story changes. Here, beneath a different frozen cap, life in the eternal dark is a constant, quiet struggle. With so little food drifting down from above, everyone becomes a hunter. Carnivorous sea stars stalk the sea floor. Ctenophores, often called comb jellies, drift like living rainbows, their shimmering lights cutting through the gloom. Even beauty here has a sharp edge. The sea angel, a creature so ethereal it looks like a swimming ghost, is a ruthless predator. It hunts its close cousin, the sea butterfly, in a slow-motion dance of life and death. But in the Antarctic deep, something miraculous happens. Life doesn't just struggle, it flourishes in incredible abundance. And it's all thanks to a hidden gift from the winter ice. You see, when seawater freezes, the salt doesn't freeze with it. It gets squeezed out, creating a super salty, super heavy, and incredibly cold brine. This brine then sinks. It doesn't just sink a little, it waterfalls down, all the way to the deepest ocean floor. This isn't just a local event. This sinking brine starts a massive global conveyor belt, circulating water through all the world's oceans. And because cold water holds more oxygen, this journey carries the breath of life itself into the deep sea. Without this Antarctic heartbeat, the deep oceans would be stagnant and silent. So, hidden under the most desolate world of white, lies the planet's most oxygen-rich, life-giving water. This is the secret engine of the deep, a pulse that starts with a simple act: the freezing of the sea. Within this cold, oxygen-rich sanctuary, evolution has written its own rules. Here, life has been supersized. Scientists call it polar gigantism, where the cold water and abundant oxygen allow creatures to grow to monumental sizes. Look at this giant sea spider. Elsewhere, its cousins are the size of a fingernail. Here, its leg span can reach half a meter wide, moving through the gloom like a living sculpture. The seafloor is dotted with rocky islands, dropped by passing icebergs. These drop stones become oases. Upon them, sponges the size of wardrobes filter food from the water. Feather stars and cold water corals sway in the current, catching a steady rain of food from the world far above. This is an ancient world, ruled not by fish, but by invertebrates. The cold has forbidden fish from dominating these depths, leaving the stage to the spineless, silent architects of the deep. But in the far north, in the Arctic's deepest cold, another survivor drifts. A ghost from the deep past, seemingly untouched by time itself. This is the Greenland shark, the largest fish in the Arctic, and one of the largest sharks on Earth. It is the only shark that lives here year-round, a true lord of the abyss. But its size isn't its most incredible secret. It's its age. By carbon dating the lens in its eye, a part of its body that forms before birth and never changes, scientists made an astonishing discovery. The average lifespan of a Greenland shark is about 272 years, but some of the larger ones, they could be over 500 years old. That means this shark swimming today could have been born before Shakespeare put pen to paper. Its life is the ultimate slow motion. It doesn't even become an adult until it's about 150 years old. This incredible longevity comes from a super slow metabolism, a trick shared by other deep-sea giants like the mysterious colossal squid. It drifts almost blind. A tiny parasite often latches onto its eyes, leaving it with only shadows and light. It eats what it finds: fish, squid, and the occasional scavenged gift from the surface world above. Imagine that. Drifting in near total darkness for centuries, almost blind in freezing water, with a constant companion feeding on your eyes. It is an existence both haunting and sublime, a true portrait of endurance at the very edge of life itself. This is a prehistoric realm where ancient lineages have survived, untouched by time. Look at the Antarctic sunstar. It isn't a scavenger like most starfish. This is an active predator, using its many arms, lined with tiny, grasping pincers, to capture passing krill right from the current. The few fish that do survive here are masters of chemical invention. Take the Antarctic dragonfish. Its blood is a natural antifreeze, filled with special proteins that stop ice crystals from forming inside its body. Without this biological shield, it would turn to ice in an instant. All of this unique life is trapped in the world's greatest natural experiment, the Antarctic Circumpolar Current. A relentless deep-water river whirls around the continent, creating a moat that has isolated these waters for millions of years. Cut off from the rest of the planet, evolution has crafted life forms found nowhere else on Earth. But in this stable, cold world, the cold itself can become a weapon. As winter tightens its grip, a deadly process begins. Supercooled brine, much heavier and saltier than the water around it, begins to sink from the freezing ice above. As it descends, it freezes the fresh seawater it touches. It cascades downward, a twisting, creeping pillar of ice, a brinicle. Some call it the icy finger of death. It moves with silent, slow-motion precision, and everything it touches, sea stars, urchins, worms, is instantly encased in a crystal prison. It is a breathtaking and haunting reminder that even here, in a world ruled by life that has conquered the cold, the ice is still the final master. For millennia, these polar deeps have been a sanctuary. The species that dwell here exist nowhere else, thriving in an oxygen-rich cradle of life that has remained stable since ancient times. But this frozen world is no longer beyond our reach. The delicate balance that has preserved these ecosystems for millions of years is now beginning to shift. As our climate warms, the very currents that carry life-giving oxygen to the deep could slow or change direction. The powerful currents that once acted as protective moats are now weakening, potentially opening the gates for invasive species to drift into this fragile world, competing for food and space. The ancient rhythm of this world, a pulse measured in centuries, is now skipping a beat. What we stand to lose is not just a collection of strange wonders, but a silent, living chronicle of our planet's history. These creatures are its last librarians. Every adaptation, a story of survival. Every giant, a testament to time. This world of ice and shadow was ancient long before we took our first steps. And now, in the brief flash of our own existence, we watch as its light begins to fade, taking its deepest, most fragile secrets with it into the silent dark. For millions of years, this world has found its balance in the deep cold. Now, that balance is unraveling, and with it, we could lose something priceless. We aren't just losing strange animals. We are losing a world that holds the answers to how life endures in the darkest, coldest corners of existence. We are losing a chapter of Earth's story that we haven't even finished reading.